Good morning. This is Adrian, one of the pastors at Twin Lakes Church, coming to you from my dining room, living room area. And here I have I have our Advent set up here. We have a little Advent wreath with some candles. And I wanted to show you what we do because I wanted to share you from what we're reading. And we're reading from one of my favorite books, honestly. And it's a kid's book. It's called the Jesus Storybook Bible, written by Sally Lloyd-Jones. And if you've never heard of it, it's really good. And if you don't have it, you should get it. They have an adult version without pictures because the writing is so good. But why wouldn't you want the pictures? They're really cool. So I'd get the picture one. So this is our kids' storybook Bible, and they have a free Advent calendar on their website, and they give you sort of a reading each day. And so today, the 15th, we have the reading is called The Young Hero and the Horrible Giant, and I thought I'd read the end of it to you because my favorite part about of this book is the way each Bible story ends. So here's a little story time for you. This story is about David and Goliath. But I'm going to read the end to you and hold up this picture as well as I can. And it says, when the Philistines saw Goliath was dead, they ran away. And when God's people saw them running away, they cheered. God had saved his people. David was a hero. Many years later, God would send his people another young hero to fight for them and to save them. But this hero would fight the greatest battle the world has ever known. And really cool pictures. You know, as I was reading this today, it made me think of one of my favorite verses. Not usually a verse I read in during Christmas time. Just one of my favorite verses comes out of Romans chapter 5. And this is the thing, you know, what I love about this book is how it tells us how these stories sort of are an example of someone greater to come. A greater hero will come, not to just defeat a person or an enemy, but to defeat something bigger and something that we all suffer with. And in Romans chapter 5, Paul talks about this issue, and that is sin. And that sin leads to death. And the thing is, you know, when we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate the coming of our rescuer, of our hero. And in Romans chapter 5, verse 8, Paul, you know, writes one of my favorite verses, and it says, "But God showed his great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners." Here's the thing. You know, when we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate the coming of our Messiah, our King, born as a baby, but he didn't stay a baby. He grew up, he lived a perfect life. He went on the cross, he died innocently for our sins, for the forgiveness of our sins, and then he rose from the dead, defeating death. And through his resurrection, we can have new life. The story of Christmas is a story of our rescue. And I want to encourage you as you go through this season to remember that it's not about just just a baby that was born, that's cute, that we get to share presents about and you know, eat good food. It's a great, incredible story of God's love for you and me, and that through his grace and his love, our sins are forgiven. We can have new life and one day spend eternity with him in heaven. Be encouraged today, and we'll see you again. Merry Christmas.